everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do my weekly wrap-up. Pretty disappointing week. I only finished 3 books. The first one is sorry, Virgin River by Robin Carr. Sorry, for some reason my Kobo wouldn't bring it up, and it's a library ebook. So I gave this one a 4. I liked it. The other 2 are the disappointing ones. So bad. And the lines on my face, I have sleep apnea, so the lines for my mask stay for a while. But anyways, this one is a story about a girl whose husband has been murdered in a robbery. He walked in on it, got killed. A year or so later, she decides, I'm done with LA, and she wants to move to Virgin River for a job. She's a midwife, and she gets there. The house is dilapidated. It falls apart the next day. Pretty much, she's on the porch and it breaks off. And so she meets Jack, the local barman. It's a bar and grill, but it's the only restaurant in town. And she gets to know him. It's cute. I did like it. There was a few things that it's like, come on. It's hard to describe. Or not hard to describe. She is a little bit, and I don't want to put this wrong, stuck in the past. And I get it, she loved her husband, but she's kind of stuck for moving forward in her life, period. She's trying this new job out, but she doesn't like the town because it doesn't have designer clothing stores, and it's the one part I really didn't like though was her sister. Her sister kept on about, well, there's no designer clothes stores, you can't get your hair done, and stuff like that. No, you need to come here and I'll take care of you. You're her sister, not her mother. She's like 30 years old. So that was one part that bothered me. But the writing was good. I liked it. I know Sarah from Steeped in Books didn't like it because of the baby issue, but that didn't bother me too much. The other 2 books, I'm pretty sure these are the only 2 I've finished reading, was Nothing Short of Perfect by Day LeClaire. I gave this a 2. He wanted the perfect wife. Pretty much, he's a scientist. And it starts off with him in a car accident, and he realizes he's got no one to call. His uncle is, I wouldn't say he's agoraphobic, he is, but he's got a severe anxiety disorder where he can't handle people. So he can't call his uncle. So they take one of the existing computer programs to try and make a selection based on his details, and you don't know why he's got these specific details, into like the perfect wife, like a match computer program. So he's at this engineering symposium where all these matches are supposed to be, and along comes what was her name? Daisy. And Daisy realizes, oh my god, that's him. And she had a relationship with him 10 years earlier. Can remember his name? No. So that was a little weird. And then he kept talking to her as if she was supposed to be a Stepford wife, essentially. And the way he was talking, he was cold, he was flat. He was almost robotic himself, except for when they were in bed. And then all of a sudden this passion comes out. No. So yeah, it was wrong. It was, no. So I gave that 2 stars. And then I finished this one last night, and I gave this one 2 stars because of her. It's The Valtieri Marriage Deal by Carolyn Anderson. How does this one start now? I can't even remember how it started. See, not worth much. Oh yes, she's in a cafe in Florence, and he walks by and sees her and falls head over heels for her. They spend one day together. She goes back to London to her job, and he wants to try and find her. And she wants nothing to do with him. He treated her like gold that day. She wants nothing to do with him because it was just a one night stand that she doesn't do. So then he inadvertently gets a job in London because he's a doctor, he's an obstetrician, and he comes out of the door and there she is working because she's been displaced from her other job because of renovations at her hospital, so she's working at this other hospital. And she treats him like crap the whole entire book. She wants him to do certain things, but yet gets mad when he does them. She makes requests from him not to do certain things. He does them. She gets mad because he doesn't do them. It's ridiculous. And one point, because the whole entire thing is she finds that one night stand, she finds out she's pregnant. It's not a spoiler. But she's like, when she tells him, and of course he says, well, is it mine? She says, he goes, well, Florence was 7 weeks ago. She goes, yes, that makes me 9 weeks pregnant. What? You need better math skills. If you only did the nasty 7 weeks ago, that does not make you 9 weeks pregnant. So it's she's basing this relationship on something that doesn't even occur or did not even happen to her, and she never even saw it happen. And it was her father when when he died when she was 2 years old, but it was the way he probably treated her mother. And then her ex-fiance, I can see that, but not every man is like these two people. So she was just, wow, I don't see how anybody could fall in love with somebody like that. So I gave this a 2. And then I started this last night. I only got through the prologue, and it was funny. So I'm not usually one to read rom-com books or even watch the movies. They're just not my thing. But I decided to pick up Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. It's like a shopaholic kind of, but it's not shopping. It has nothing to do with shopping. She has to convince. She works at a film agency, and the biggest client has to write a romantic comedy, and he doesn't want to. So she's trying to make up all these scenarios and do them to say, yes, it can actually happen, like in the movies, like when Harry Met Sally and You've Got Mail and that stuff, which I've never watched. And I have no wish to watch them either. But the first one, she's in the prologue, she's in a cafe, and she's trying to dump this cup of orange juice with egg in it. I don't even want to know why. On this guy to try and meet him. And there's a group of mothers sitting there, and their kids that are sitting in the aisle, and she asks them to move. And the mother goes, "Is there a problem here?" And she said, I'm trying to get by, and these kids are like 3 years old. And the mother says, our children make their own decisions. Okay. So the kids are named Vendetta and Justice. Poor kids. But then she ends up getting around the kids, going up to this guy and tripping, and the juice comes out but doesn't land on the guy. It lands on one of the kids. And apparently she's allergic to eggs. And if she ingests eggs, she gets really sick. Well, as the mother's telling her this and wiping the kid down, she realizes there was egg in this drink, and this kid projectile vomits into this other kid and knocks the kid flying. It was funny the way it was written. Normally I gross out on stuff like that. Well, visually, I can read about it, no problem. But yeah, I actually laughed out loud. So I'm going to continue with this. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to pick up. Because after those romances, I might probably just pick up Nora Roberts' tribute. Because I love her writing, so I haven't been disappointed yet with her. And I think that's it for this week. I wanted to show you tote bags because they kind of are related. Well, not the first one, but I have them for right now. I have 10 designs for quilting, 10 designs for knitting, 10 designs for sewing, and 10 designs for reading. And no, I did not design them. I bought them as packs. So I've only done 2 so far, and it's I'd rather be sewing, and they're tote bags. They will be in my Etsy shop, so soon, hopefully. I still have to do one for quilting, I think, and then a book a day keeps reality away. So there's those. That's it for crafting that I've been doing. I've just been working, like, beginning order steady. So I think that's it for now. I will be doing, probably right after this, books I read from the library while I was on break, because the library is open to bring books back, but you can, and for curbside pickup, so you have to actually order the books and pick them up, and we're not supposed to get overdue fines or whatever because we couldn't bring them back. They didn't want you bringing them back while they were closed, and I can't get any more ebooks until I bring them back because they've been overdue for so long. They were auto-renewing, but some of the books couldn't be auto-renewed because I'd already renewed them the amount of times, and they were due a week after they shut down. So I'm assuming as soon as I bring them back, then everything will be worked out. So those have to go back, and there's a fair stack of them. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've talked about down below. I will talk to you later.